So I dropped a video saying never ever rent out your property to family or friends. And someone in the comment section come underneath that video and said, damn, you're cold-hearted. Because I said never ever rent out your property to family or friends, because it will backfire. They're going to stop paying rent one day. It might be a month, it might be 6 months, it might be 2 years. At some point, they're going to hit you with, yo, you know, things are hard right now, you know. I just got laid off from work, man. Or my kids are sick. At some point, they're going to stop paying rent. Anyway, someone's come underneath that video and left a comment saying, damn, you're cold-hearted. Then someone's come underneath that person's comment and said he probably learned the hard way. Talking about me. Now, a smart man learns from his own mistakes, and the wise man, Jay, he learns from the mistakes of others. I don't need to go through certain things. I don't need to learn certain lessons through my own trial and tribulations and that. I just watch other people. I watch and observe. I don't pocket watch. I don't care about people's lives and that. But I look at people's life decisions and that, and I think to myself, I see the path that certain people walk down, and I think to myself, I ain't doing that. The whole reason why I'm an inspector and tester, do you know why I decided to do inspection and testing? It's because when I was an electrician at Holmes to Haringey, I noticed the other tradesmen who were even plumbers, plasterers, carpenters, and obviously electricians and that, the guys that were 45 and touching 50 and that, some of my tutors in college, them man, they're a big man, 45s and 50s and that. Them man there used to walk funny. Not all of them, but there was a good few men used to walk funny, knee injuries, back injuries and that. And they used to all tell me the reason why they got a knee injury or back injury or whatever is because of being on the tools. Bending down, crawling on their knees and that, lifting up floorboards, climbing in lofts and that. And I said to myself, well, I'm not going to do what they do. So what a lot of electricians do is they'll be on the tools from 20 years old to 45 years old. And then they mash up and bruck up their knees and that. And then they decide, all right, cool, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do inspection and testing so that I've got an easier job because it's less strain on my body. I can't handle it at the moment. I can't handle it for the foreseeable future. So I said to myself, well, why the fuck am I going to be on the tools as an electrician, mash up and bruck up myself over the next 20 years and then have to go down the same path as them? So I'm going to save myself that 20 years of stress and pain on my body and that, and just go and do the inspection and testing straight away. So this is a little life lesson for you people. Don't listen to anyone that says, oh, wait, oh, take your time. Just go for it. You have nothing to lose. Imagine. So, in, let's say, 2014, I believe, or 2013, one of the two. Yeah, it was 2013 December. So basically, 2014 January, I was a fully qualified electrician, yeah? Boom. I got my papers to say that I'm qualified. Now, with the inspection and testing, they say, like, you know, colleges and people say, oh, you should wait 5 years, get 5 years worth of experience as a qualified electrician before you go and do the inspection and test it. Me and my arrogant self, I said, nah, fuck that. I'm just going to go straight for it. I remember speaking to my college, speaking to the people there in admissions at college. They said, most people, you know, have to wait 5 years, or most people get 5 years underneath their belt of experience before they go and do the course and that. I said, in my head, I'm like, that's them. That's them. I'm not an average person. So I went and sat the course and I passed it. I did fail one of the exams and that, but I passed it. I'm not gonna listen to these average, mediocre people. This is the problem. We're taking advice from average, mediocre people. And they will knock 5 years off your life listening to them, you know. Forget that. I ain't listening to none of these people. How the fuck am I going to take advice from someone that works in administration in a fucking college who's 40 years old? You obviously don't know what the fuck you're doing. How the fuck am I going to take advice from someone who's 40, mid-40s, fucking, they're middle-aged and that, and they're still working in admissions as an administration worker in a college? And they're going to try and advise me? I'm not taking advice from no one like that. Take advice from people like me, people that are young but way ahead of their time. People that are young that are ahead of your parents. No disrespect. Ahead of my parents. No disrespect. You got to listen to people who are doing it. I always preach, go for it, go for it, go for it. There's people right now saying, oh, don't buy a property because the interest rates are high. I'm saying do it, and I'm fucking doing it. I've done it. I'm doing it twice. I've already done it because I remortgaged this house, and I'm in the process of buying another property and that. So always listen to the advice of go for it, go for it, go for it. Don't listen to anyone that says, oh, maybe you should wait. But you ain't got time to wait, blood. You only got a limited amount of heartbeats, you know. Yeah. One day we're going to die. Hopefully it's like when we're 70 years old, but you don't know. Yeah. So you ain't got time to be wasting and waiting around for things. Imagine if I waited 5 years. If I'd waited 5 years from 014 to 019, I would only have been qualified as an electrician as an electrical tester for about 3-4 years. Whereas opposed to I've been qualified as an electrical tester for about 9 years now. Imagine if I waited and I didn't get the inspection and testing course. If I waited those 5 years, I wouldn't have worked at that Holborn job and earned 10 grand a month. I wouldn't have realized that, fucking hell, there's really money out here, you know. Imagine, when I was at Holmes Haringey, when I was an apprentice, we had a head of repairs called Paul. I remember sitting in some old people's home in Tottenham, in like one of the community rooms where they have their little functions and play bingo and all them nonsense there. I remember I was with some older electricians. These men are big man. These men are even older than the head of repairs. Yeah, Paul was like 45 at the time, and these men are like 55. And they was like, can you imagine? Obviously, this is back in 012, 011, 012. Can you imagine? Paul is on 60 grand a year. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's big money, you know. Like, obviously, them man there that was saying, can you imagine he's on 60 grand a year? Them man, they were only riding on a little idiot, 33 grand a year. There's like, can you imagine? And I think to myself, now, man far surpassed that sort of money. Obviously, 60 grand back then is going to be a lot more than 60 grand now. I don't know, for argument's sake, 66, 68, 70. But still, man still earns more than that. Yeah, man has earned more than that. So it's all about the people that you put yourself around. It's all about watching and observing people and that. I remember when I used to go to work and that, I used to work in obviously empty houses and that. So I'll be doing the electrics and I used to bump into other tradespeople, plasterers, plumbers, carpenters and kitchen fitters. And there was an older man, big man, black man, who was Jamaican but born here like me. I used to call him Uncle Mick. He's like my mum's age and that. He told me about his brother that had been cleaned out by 2 women. So he got married once, got cleaned out, got married a second time, got cleaned out again. He's on his 3rd marriage. And Uncle Mick told me, he said, I told my brother, after the first time, you should never get married again. He went and got married a second time, got cleaned out, and now he's on his 3rd marriage. I don't know what happened to this idiot. That's how he's talking about his brother, you know. And I just thought to myself, yep, I'm not getting married. If that can happen to them, that can happen to me. I don't pretend I'm immune to it. No. It could possibly happen to me. So I ain't putting myself in that position. So I just watch and observe. I don't need to rent out a property to family or friends to know this is a bad idea. Because I know what people are like. I know what human nature is like. I just sit and watch and observe people. Like lending money to people. You lend money to your friend, they will sell you the dream at the time, tell you how broke they are, how desperate they are, how their money's been cleaned out of their bank account by some fraudsters and that. They will come with a certain level of energy. You will feel sorrow for them. But I'm telling you, 6 months to a year down the line, I'll pay him back when I feel like it. But you weren't talking like that when you pay me. That's not happened to me. It will never happen to me. But what I'm saying is I've observed other people do that to other people. So I'm like, well, then I won't lend money to people because I know this is what human beings are like. Anyway, I've got like 30 seconds to go. Stay while it's done now.